The call came a little past midnight. Not from work. Not from anyone important. It was her voice, sharp, impatient. Pack your things. Failures don't belong here. I could hear him in the background, his laugh echoing in my own home. Far too comfortable. When she spit on me before walking out, her hand clung tightly to his arm. I didn't move. I didn't shout. I didn't beg. The slam of the door was louder than her words. Louder than my humiliation. She believed I had lost everything. She believed I was broken. But I said nothing about the business quietly under my name. Nothing about the beach house that belonged only to me. Silence is the most dangerous blade, and that night, I honed it sharp. Something had never fit. The sudden coldness, the ignored calls whenever I worked late, the lingering scent of cologne that wasn't mine. I whispered excuses to myself just to survive the nights. She's tired. She's lonely. She's waiting too long for me. But then came the evening she stumbled in. Blouse buttoned wrong, lipstick smeared, eyes blazing too brightly for someone who claimed she was exhausted. I sat at the table, wordless, acting as if I didn't notice. She poured wine, smiled too much. And when I reached for her hand, she recoiled as if I were poison. That's when denial shattered. The crack widened every day. Still, I didn't confront her. Not yet. Because suspicion without proof is weakness. And weakness is something I will never allow. I became invisible in my own home, watchful, silent. Her phone lit up past midnight, and she quickly placed it face down. I memorized the number. The next morning, I traced it. A name, a man, late-night meetings, hotel check-ins. She thought secrecy was her strength. But real power belongs to the one who knows, not the one who hides. I gathered evidence. Credit card slips tucked into her purse, emails she forgot to erase, the faint scent of unfamiliar soap on her skin. Every detail was another knot tightening around her throat. I moved with care. No accusations. No anger. To her, I was already beaten. To him, I was irrelevant. To both, I was disposable. But they didn't realize I was watching. They didn't realize I was planning. Truth ripens on its own, and I knew when to pluck it. The proof arrived in a single envelope. Hotel receipts, photographs, dates aligning perfectly with the nights she claimed to visit her sister. I stared at the papers for a long while. Not in shock, not in rage, but with the calm of a man who finally sees the full board. That evening, I left the envelope on the table where she couldn't miss it. I didn't say a word. I didn't need to. She opened it. Her face drained. Her hands shook. Where did you get this? I locked eyes with her. Cold and steady. No shouting. No fists. Just silence, thick, suffocating silence. She tried explaining, then crying, then pleading. I didn't move. Her words crashed uselessly against me like waves on stone. And when she fell quiet, I whispered only one line. Now you know what I know. I didn't argue. I didn't demand. I let her collapse into panic, into shame. Then I delivered the final cut, the truth she never saw coming. You thought I had nothing, I said softly. Her eyes darted toward me, desperate, searching. The company you mocked me for losing? I own it. Quietly. Indirectly. It was never gone. Her lips parted. She froze. And the beach house you once dreamed of taking in a divorce? Already mine. Untouchable. Her tears stopped, because despair dries quicker than grief. The man she clung to offered her nothing but stolen warmth, while I had kept the real fortune buried beneath silence. She looked at me then as though seeing me for the first time. Not as a failure, not as someone to discard, but as a shadow she could never escape. I stood steady. Leave with him or stay in shame. It makes no difference. Either way, you've already lost. And I walked out, leaving her drowning in the wreckage of her own choice. The night air cut sharp, clean. I breathed it deep, like a man breaking the surface after years beneath the water. I didn't look back at the house. I didn't need to. Her screams of regret would echo within those walls long after I was gone. They thought they had broken me. They thought betrayal was their triumph. But betrayal only whets the blade of silence, and I had wielded it with precision. By the time she grasped the weight of her mistake, I was already gone. And in the silence that followed, one truth stood unshaken. She hadn't left me. I had let her go. And nothing is colder than a man who chooses silence over love.